Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Hollywood Live. I have a guest who is an amazing guest. I'm really excited to be talking to today, Charlie Epstein. And for 40 years, he's been a financial advisor to entrepreneurs and professionals. And he has this group called Paychecks for Life. I love it. We're going to talk about Yield of Dreams, which I find fascinating. You were an actor as well for many, many years, which comes through. You've got a great persona. This should be a lot of fun. So welcome, let's get started. So tell me a little bit about who you are and what you do.
So as you just mentioned, for 40 years we've run our own financial advisory firm, Epstein Financial Services. And I like to tell people that my ministry in life is to ease their pain and suffering about their money. You know, most people, Jack, are really perplexed on what to do financially and kind of stuck in jobs that they're working for a paycheck and they're not doing what they're most passionate about. And I also tell people that I view my job after 40 years is not to help you to save and invest, but to get you to spend your money, because this is the healthiest you're ever going to be. And most people are like really clinging.
Right.
And they're like living for when they're 65 or 70. And then they don't have a mindset to actually spend the money then because they're afraid they're going to run out. So that's what we try and do with the work that we do that really kind of distinguishes us from other advisory practices.
That's very interesting. I look forward to talking more about that.
Yeah.
So if you were to describe yourself as having a mission or a vision, what would that be?
I think it's what I just said, this ministry that, it's taken me to get to this place of, it's not about selling people financial products. Investing, I tell people, is chiropractic. Today you can get a robo-advisor for less than 0.5% or less to manage your money. So I think what distinguishes us is really sitting down with people and asking them hard questions about, what are you passionate about? What is it you really wanted to do? And so the biggest myth people have about money is it'll make them happy, right? If I just had enough money, then I'd be happy.
Yeah.
And in my show, Yield of Dreams, my one-man show, I look at the audience and I say, well, if you ask a lottery winner, 3 to 5 years after a lottery winner, and we're talking gazillionaires, they all say they're miserable, depressed, and suicidal. Yet they have all this money. How can that be? And I tell people it's because those people spent their whole life trying to get money, and what they failed to do was think about what is it they really want out of life beyond money. Whoever you're working with financially, now's the time to reach out and say, let's assess what we're doing, where we really want to go. What path do you want to go on? And find somebody that you can confide in to talk about what's in your heart, about what matters most in your life. I was on a plane recently sitting next to a guy, very, very successful. He's the CEO of this capital markets consulting firm. And when he found out I was a financial advisor, he starts asking me about yield. And I said to him, and I tell people, yield just isn't that road sign we tend to ignore. It's the return on an investment. And there was this successful guy, and I could see that his personal satisfaction didn't match up with his success. And I said to him, what do you really want to do in life? Because it doesn't sound like you're happy doing what you're doing. He said, I love when people, I'm sure you've heard this, people say, you mean the truth? You want me to tell you the truth? And the beauty of being on an airplane, especially in first class, is it's like therapy. He's going to open up, and because he's never going to see me again. So I said, yeah. He goes, you know what? I want to run a nonprofit and make an enormous impact in the world. And I said, well, why don't you just do that right now? He was 50 years old, and he said, well, I just need another 10 to 12 years to get the yield on my portfolio in the right place. And then he just looked out the window and was like depressed. And that conversation triggered the Yield of Dreams project.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Yeah.
So if people want to contact you to find out more about that project, your
You
work.
should call my agent and my manager. Oh, wait a minute, I don't have one yet. All right, if you are an agent or a manager. So you can, you can download my podcast, Yield of Dreams, if you have the podcast app. You can reach me personally at 413-478-8580. It's my cell phone. It's the one that the person before just called because they wanted to talk to me right away. And you can go to our websites, epsteinfinancial.com and charlieepstein.com, my media site. And if you go there, you can get a free copy of my book, Paychecks for Life. how to turn your 401k into a paycheck for life.
Beautiful.
Thanks,
Beautiful.
Jack. I really appreciate this.